They are very safe.
We do want to emphasize that the trail is a safe area. It is not.
So be prepared. Have good, appropriate clothing.
Hi, I'm Heather Handyside. Welcome to the Trail Watch training video. If you're watching this video right now, it means that you care about safety on Anchorage trails and you want to know what you can do to help. Well, you've taken a big step in that direction. Over the next few minutes, we're going to talk about safety on the Anchorage trails. We're going to give you a little history of the Trail Watch program. I'll explain to you how you can become a Trail Watch volunteer, and we'll let you know how you can get your whole family involved. We'll also touch on some trail safety issues and strategies for reporting any crimes that you see while you're on the trails. Please keep in mind that the Municipality of Anchorage Trail Watch program is designed to be a simple, user-friendly program. By staying vigilant while using the trails and knowing the most effective way to report crime, you can help make our city's trails safe for all users. If you believe that city trails are one of our community's biggest assets, you're not alone. Community concern and passion about the trail system is one of the main reasons that Trail Watch got started.
Well, I think the trail system, it's one of the great assets of Anchorage, and it really shows off what our city's about. It's one of the few free things you can have. You can travel anywhere. You can go from one end of town to the other. The trails are a great, again, asset not only for people who live here, but for many visitors who come see our city. Well, I think, again, it hits right on it about what Anchorage is about. It's about the people. People wanting to do better, help their city out, and make it the best place possible. And Trail Watch is all about that. It's public sector and private sector coming together to really show the community that they care about their trails, they care about their community, they want to make it safe.
Our trails really are a local treasure. People use them to ski, run, skate, walk their dogs, and commute to work. Wouldn't it be great if all these trail users agreed to look out for each other? And that's the key concept of Trail Watch, people looking out for each other. The program is simple. First, fill out the Trail Watch volunteer form. You can download the form from the Municipality of Anchorage website listed on your screen, or you can apply online. Soon after you submit your application, you will be contacted by the Trail Watch headquarters to confirm your participation. Next, pick up your Trail Watch armband at the locations identified on your screen. Finally, just watch this video in its entirety for some training pointers, and you're ready to hit the trails. So let's talk about your responsibilities. As a Trail Watch volunteer, the most important thing you can do is to prevent crime on the trails before they happen. And you can do that by always wearing your armband when you use the trail system. Crimes that occur on the trail are often crimes of opportunity, and by wearing your armband, you're showing that you care about the Anchorage trail system and that you're going to report any suspicious activities or crimes to the Anchorage Police Department. The second responsibility you have as a Trail Watch volunteer is to report any criminal behavior or suspicious activities to the Anchorage Police Department. We strongly recommend that Trail Watch volunteers carry cell phones with them when using the trails. Trail Watch volunteers also have a third responsibility, looking for dangerous situations on the trail and reporting them to the right authorities. Incidents on the trail fall into 4 categories: maintenance, suspicious activities, serious injuries, and crimes in progress. Trail Watch volunteers have a responsibility to know how to respond to each of these situations. If you see a situation on the trail that presents a hazard to trail users, something like a fallen tree limb or cracks in the pavement, maybe erosion of the trail, please report it through the Trail Watch website shown on your screen. Don't forget to describe the location and the nearest points of reference, and a Municipality of Anchorage maintenance crew will be dispatched. If you see suspicious activities on the trail, such as a person who is behaving strangely, please call the Anchorage Police Department non-emergency line at 786-8900. Be prepared to give call takers a description of the suspect as well as the location at which they were last seen. If you witness a crime in progress or encounter a victim with serious medical injuries, call the Anchorage Police Department emergency number 911. For more safety tips, let's hear from our experts at the Anchorage Police Department.
As a member of the Anchorage Trail Watch program, we're not looking for vigilantes, but we are looking for vigilant observers. We're interested in your personal safety, and the number one goal is to be aware of your surroundings. Studies in victimology have shown that criminals, people who mean to do bad acts, actually select those people who are not participating and not actually watching or observing their surroundings. Simple things such as not looking back from time to time, not knowing who is approaching you or coming from behind, off to your sides or your flanks, as well as having distraction techniques or devices such as personal Walkman type radios or stereos, people who are not paying attention. Those are the types of folks that are going to be selected by most of your criminals. Now let's talk about what to do if you come across a situation where someone's being attacked or you yourself become a victim of a confrontation. The Alaska state statutes require that every citizen in the state of Alaska has the duty to retreat. What that means is leave. Run away, walk away, avoid the conflict. As a Trail Watch volunteer, we're asking you to be more vigilant and to actually pay attention. So this is the number one goal to your personal safety, is to be aware of your surroundings. As a second advisement for your personal safety is be prepared for the weather. If you've been in Anchorage long, you'll know that it doesn't take long to see changes in weather, and they happen rapidly. So be prepared. Have good appropriate clothing. Bring a change of clothing that may accommodate you in the change of weather, and also appropriate footwear. Third, have a communication device. The most commonly used communication device in today's time is the cellular phone. However, if you've got another device that will accommodate you, a radio, a PDA, use that too. Fourth, the suggested method of trail watch is traveling in pairs. There's no requirement to travel with a friend or a partner. However, all the documented Anchorage trail attacks have been against single persons in an area where no one else is around. Last, carry a personal emergency kit. Commercially sold or homemade, a first aid kit, a flashlight, some rubber gloves are suggested items to carry. However you can store those on your person or on your backpack or on your bicycle, it would be just fine.
Well, when somebody is calling in to report a crime to us, they have several options depending on what they're seeing. We ask that you only use 911 in a true emergency, a life-threatening emergency involving a human being. We are going to ask questions in a specific order because we have priorities of how we need to get information to officers. If you have somebody who's injured, we're going to patch you through to paramedics because they're going to ask some very specific questions, and they may give you some information on how to render aid before the ambulance gets there. Again, the importance of staying calm, giving information to the dispatcher in the order they're asking, understanding that while it may seem like it's taking forever on your side to see an officer, there could be some very good reasons for that. While I'm talking to you on the phone, another person will be dispatching the officer and giving that information to the officer. So just because I'm talking to you on the phone doesn't slow down the response. In fact, it speeds it up. And I have the luxury of staying on the phone with you as I need to get the information and continue to relay that to the dispatcher, who's getting that to the officers immediately. If you find yourself calling 911 to report a crime where you're with the victim and they need assistance, first thing we're going to confirm is your location. Location's going to be tricky if you're on some of these trails right now. We're working on getting clear markers, but we're most likely going to ask you the best access point for a vehicle because officers will be in police cars, and then we're going to ask you to describe where you're at from that access.
Well, now that you've learned the importance of safety on local trails and how to identify and to report crime, you have all the basic information that you need to be a Trail Watch volunteer. Remember, Trail Watch is designed to be a simple, easy-to-use program, and you can volunteer anytime that you're using the trail system. Just remember to always wear your armband. However, there are some volunteers who may want to do more. If you're interested in signing up for actual patrols on certain segments of the trail system, please visit the Trail Watch website for more information. Our volunteer patrols have had great success already. Let's hear more about the lessons they've learned while patrolling the trails.
Great Alaska sunny morning in September. My name is Howard Mosley. I'm the Operations Officer of the Anchorage Police Department Auxiliary Search Team. I was asked to take a few minutes to tell you about what the team has done so far for Operation Trail Watch. I'd like to do that and then offer a few suggestions to other organizations who may be ready to go on to the trail. We responded to the Mayor's request for support on the trail about 11 August, and we conducted so far over a 5-week period over 50 bicycle patrols along the entire trail network, to include the Coastal Trail, the Laney Fisher Westchester Trail, and Campbell Creek. We've also operated out of Russian Jack Park, the Muldoon area, and as far out as Eagle River. During this period of time, we've contacted over 600 trail users and distributed information to them. We were also able to respond to 2 actual emergencies requiring medical assistance on the trail, and we're able to coordinate with EMS for that. And several bicyclists who needed their tires fixed, and a lot of folks who had to know where they were. We do want to emphasize that the trail is a safe area. It is not a danger area. We don't want to give anyone that impression, but you have to watch out for 2 things that are always present. That's the weather in Alaska, which can change very radically and very quickly, and you need to be prepared for that with adequate clothing and awareness of the weather. And watch out for the wildlife, particularly the moose. They do own parts of the trail, and you have to exercise good moose control while you're out there. People have asked me, what should I do? How should I prepare myself? Well, our best suggestion to you is know where you are. The trail network is extensive, but it's simple enough to follow. And if you would recognize where you are relative to a street or a park, then should you need help, or are you going to call for help for someone else, you'll be able to accurately tell them. As far as communications, we found that the cell phone process is wonderful, actually. It's very flexible way to communicate. We've found that the cell phone works well all over the trail system, with some minor exceptions in the Point Warrons-Off and Kincaid Park areas. Be prepared to report and assist. And if you need a theme, the theme should be see and be seen. Take a look around the trail if you're there. Observe the conditions, observe the people who are present, and let them see you. Now, as far as organizations, if you're going to establish a club or a group who are going to become an ambassador group responsible for training, coordinating, and assisting with your own scheduling, then you need to consider the obvious generic issues for a group: training, equipment, and procedures. There are training going to be available throughout the winter, coordinated by the municipality, Heather Handyside's Trail Watch office, along with the Red Cross. And if you sign up as an ambassador or a trail watcher, you'll receive emails telling you when these training programs will go ahead. As far as equipment, we like to use the KISS principle, which is keep it simple. Keep it simple, have some small items with you to assist yourself, and we suggest a small compass, whistle combination, a pocket knife perhaps, and if you're riding a bicycle, the tools to fix your bicycle or help someone else. If you keep it simple and see and be seen, Trail Watch will be a success, and your organization will contribute a lot to it. The Anchorage Police Department Auxiliary Search Team volunteers are available to help your team organize and give you some technical assistance on training.